The subject is creation. What I understand of how creation happened or manifested, according to one sentence that I heard, that consciousness wanted to see itself in multitude and it fragmented. Now, the course that I was following, it is a self-development course, and in that there are certain kriyas and meditation. Fortunately for me, the meditation brought forth the opening of my Agyan chakra, and whatever was transpiring, I could visually see. So I start from where a thought arose in consciousness and it fragmented. Now, according to my visual journey and what I put together, what I saw was that as the thought arose in consciousness, I saw the Guru's form turn into a gaseous ball and move out of one whole consciousness. And as I went along and the journey followed, and putting things together, I understood that from the cosmic consciousness, the awareness after planting a thought that it wants to see itself in multitude, it moved out and watched the process of creation. That thought manifested as a vibration. There are two vibrations, the conscious mind and the other, which turned one into male and the other into female principles, started expanding and contracting and moving in rhythm. The explosion happened. All the pieces fragmented. The whole remained back whole. So these fragmented pieces, according to their size and the level of gravitation they fell at, they formed a pattern and started moving about in their orbit. So these pieces are of the same matter, what one whole consciousness is made of. So once these pieces settled and their gravitational area, we can say our planet is one of them, the Earth. Now this Earth had all its elements, main elements being earth, water, fire, air, ether, and akash. So the 5 elements. Then creation started fructifying. And as it evolved from the instinctive state to a self-conscious state, the human species thus came. This is my understanding, the way I could imbibe the knowledge. And once it reached that human species, human form, then this piece of consciousness falls into the right side of the chest of the human being after birth. So this is the process in brief of what I saw visually, what is happening in the macrocosm. The same thing gets repeated in a physical world. The male and principal get together there for creation. the species over here get on Earth, our planet, get together to create further species. So what is in the macrocosm, that is in the, we become also creators. So how did this creation happen? It's a thought form. So the conclusion is we are thought forms, we are vibration, only a denser form of the vibration. And when we enter a process of sadhana, then that vibration becomes finer and finer and finer, and we start accessing knowledge from different levels of vibration or consciousness, different level of consciousness. The shift starts taking place in our system, in our brain, on the way of our functioning, on the way of our body reacting. So this is where and that we are a thought form. Thought form. Now, how we become creators of our destiny. So when consciousness moves into the human body, it has like come in steps. First, the highest consciousness, let's say Paramatma. Paramatma wants to see itself in multitude. So it passes on the duty to the Mahatma. Now the Mahatma, nobody wants to get involved. Creates another. That is Atma. The whole onus falls on the Atma to carry on, to actualize its potential in different ways. So, Atma in the human form creates another. And what I saw was Atma, which is like this. You see these two knuckles pointing, thumb ke. That it separates itself and one part drops into the Muladhara chakra. That is the Jivatma. So the Atma creates the Jivatma to watch itself actualize its purpose in this human body-mind organism, different aspect of itself. Now, is the story of the Jivatma, which falls into this swamp of the earth element and depends how many lifetimes it takes to move out of the swamp, because it is coming with all instinctive issues, because it is coming from the animal kingdom into the human form. So to get out of the simple issues of fright and flight and security and fear and all these basic issues, when it manages to resolve little bit, it moves into the Swadhisthana chakra. There it gets relief, it gets cleansed of all the muck of the earth element, and it appears as a black lingam. That is the Jivatma. Now, lingam is what? It's a subtle matter like jelly, like a form which forms a ellipsoid sort of a thing, an oval-shaped form, which is working as a Jivatma to move up. Now, once it is going through the issues of swadhisthana, pleasure and pain and procreation, etc., slowly, it manages to move further up and starts resolving the issues. Now, a thought, Jivatma has its own thoughts of how to get out of poverty or situation and adopt certain means instead of following the dictates of the Atma. It finds its own way and thus creates problems for itself and goes through lifetimes of struggle by its will, because it has developed a sense of ego and identifies itself with the body. But slowly and steadily, through the travails of life and living and getting into the Manipur chakra and realizing from where all these issues are coming, each relationship has its own issues. To cut a long story short, so what I mean is our main factor of our suffering, of our self-created issues is our thought. If we follow our belief systems, then we are getting into a problem. If we follow any fixed ideas that certain things will happen at certain age, if somebody in the family is suffering of something, the fear is always in the mind that I will also suffer from that. So these worrying self-claimed diseases or issues we are creating for ourselves. That's why the power of thought, whether yours or whether somebody else who thinks of you that way, is the same problem. Those issues get stuck like jelly in the system and don't allow the flow of energy to move and keep healing. Because once a block is created, there will be less flow of energy, less flow of blood through the physical body, and that particular organ can get diseased. So the cleansing, as the thought process of the or realization or understanding starts taking place in the Jivatma's mind and awareness, its color starts changing. It becomes lighter and lighter, the darkness of the face I'm talking because one sees that when people are meditating and coming for doing the sadhana properly, their features change, their complexion change, their expression change. So Jiva-atma's hue keeps changing. And what I saw actually when the Jiva-atma falls into the Muladhara, the Kundalini is at the base. So the Kundalini embraces it. So it's the journey of both Kundalini and the Jivatma through Muladhara, through Swadhisthana, then through Manipur, And as with the support of the Kundalini, the Jiva Atma rises up, understanding is dawning, the Atma's mirror starts getting cleaned, and slowly it starts shining, because the Jiva Atma is getting clearer in its understanding of life and living. So by the time it's ready to go into Anahat Chakra and enters it and works over there, partly cleansed, it becomes a lingam of gold. And there it takes a long time to be in the Anahat Chakra and to be coming from the heart. The mind has to stop completely. So that's a beautiful time, because the love of power that the Jivatma experiences at Manipur, here it will not work, because so far the Manipur has not only been ruling over Anahat Chakra but also Vishuddhi. If the relationship is full of ill will, spite, hatred, Anahat will go through the feeling of that disgust, hatred, ill will, spite, and Vishuddhi will voice not good words. So they are under the control of the Manipur chakra, playing the power game. But once it comes to Anahat, all that most of it has been shifted. So moving away from duality, ultimately when it learns that it's the power of love that will work, then the Jivatma starts looking at relationship situations as they are meant to be. And then it's not possible, I think, in the human life, for how many lives after that one learns to be just being, looking at everyone and everything as is, as it's meant to be, and living a life from that purpose. And then probably to make me understand better, I go through a Shakti path which catapults the Atma into Jiva Atma into the spiritual heart, as they say. It rejoins the Atma once it's cleaned, and then the Atma shines in its full glory. So this is how we see people's aura. If it is full and bright, we know the person is moving away from duality. But if you still see blobs, either the person is unhealthy or something, or disturbing the mind, or karma, or whatever we call it. So my main point I'm trying to make is our thought. Our thoughts are creating a reality. This constant dwelling, my knees will pain at this age, I'll be wearing glasses at this age. Consciousness starts moving to give you that result, because it's so conditioned, it will move in that direction. So if one is not thinking of aches and pains, one will not, you're moving in the right direction. But human mind is always doubting. So don't think hereditary, this is in my blueprint, this is in my DNA. Nothing is in DNA. You are being given tools to deal with your DNA. Think right, change your thoughts. I cannot stop telling anyone who's thinking. I myself, as soon as a negative thought is coming, even for little depression, I'll get up and either do something or on the TV or this mobile, which is so convenient. You cut it. So this is my main message, that please watch your thoughts very minutely and drop any negative thought.